Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Chase at Rocky Mountain. Thank you for checking in. So today I've got a product from Lectron that I think is going to make a lot of moms and dads and youth riders and grandparents very happy. This is the new Billetron carburetor from Lectron for small bikes. This is designed to work for KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, Yamaha, Kawasaki for 85s up to 112s. And to know if it's going to fit your bike, it is simple. Enter the year, make, and model on the product page to ensure that you get the proper fitment. It also does have the measurements of this carburetor on the product page that you can look at. But what people love so much about Lectron carburetors, these have been around for a while, is that looking at it, you can see a pretty unique looking carb, but the big standout thing is that there's no jets on here. This is a self-adjusting carburetor that you don't have to tweak or modify whether you're changing an elevation. So if you're going from sea level to up here in Utah, we're about 4,500 feet, or up into the high mountains, or if you're going from the high altitude down to low altitude, changing air temperatures, if it's a really cold day, a really hot day, all the different things that normally you'd have to kind of factor in when you're trying to jet a carburetor, you don't have to worry about that with a Lectron. And I'll explain how that works here in just a moment, but the secret in the sauce is with their metering rod technology. So this is actually the slide. I've pulled it out of the carburetor so you can see, but this is the metering rod on here. Now I'm gonna explain how the metering rod technology works. I'll also talk about some of the other benefits that you're getting with the Lectron fuel system. Now, like I said, why would this make, mini riders, moms and dads, grandparents so happy? Well, it's what I just said. You can put this thing on, it's essentially plug and play. There are some minor tweaks, and your rider can go ride. You don't have to worry about your jetting issues that you may have faced in the past, and that's what people love so much, plus some other performance benefits. But this is their metering rod. And the way this works, it drops down just like any normal slide, but you notice that on one side here, so this is the side, it's round, this faces away from the engine. So the direction that the airflow is coming into the engine, this round side is facing that. And then on the other side, it's actually flat. You have a chamfered edge on the other side. And here's how it works. It's pretty cool because they're just using physics. As air comes in, you could think about it like a river going down, and you have a rock right in the middle of the river. On the other side of that rock, as the river comes, it hits it, the water goes around the rock, but then you create that eddy on the other side where the water is almost going back towards the rock, and you could just sit there and float. The same thing is happening here when wind comes and hits this metering rod. It creates that eddy effect on the other side, and then that is what actually pulls fuel up the metering rod, and then it mixes. And what's cool, and how this is self-adjusting, is that depending on, again, the things we talked about, the elevation that you're at, the temperature, all the other factors, this will automatically self-adjust for that, so you're always pulling the right amount of fuel depending on the conditions that you are riding in. So it takes all that guesswork out of it. So again, that's the metering rod technology. That's how it works in a nutshell, but it's pretty cool. And if you read rider reviews, there's a lot of other great videos on YouTube. In fact, we had one of these, the previous generation 4, I believe it was a 150, Husqvarna 150 two-stroke. We slapped it on without touching a thing, and we rode it down here where we're at right now, which is about 4,500 feet. But then we went up and rode it up to about 9,000 feet, and it ran really, really good. We made a couple minor tweaks, but for the most part, plug and play. You put it on, you go ride it, self-adjust. They do a phenomenal job. So go read rider reviews and don't take my word for it, see what other people are saying. But aside from that, not only are you getting that self-adjusting technology, which is great, but there's some other benefits. One, they say about 30% better fuel consumption. So you're gonna get more range out of your tank of gas. They say about an 8% increase in horsepower. And the way that they're doing that is they're just trying to maximize airflow that is coming into the engine through the carburetor. So that's one thing that they really focus on with that. And they also, too, with this new Billetron, so this iteration of the Lectron carburetors, one of their main focuses was just bottom end power. So with the previous generation for the big bikes, as they talked about how it didn't have quite as much bottom end as you could get with just an OEM carburetor that was jetted correctly. So Lectron really focused on that. So now they say that you can build up to your peak horsepower faster. So it's gonna help with your bottom end. So those are some other benefits: improved power, better fuel efficiency, you're gonna build that power faster. And just looking at it, like I said, these things are built incredibly well. The football on the bottom is clear, which I think is great. So it's really easy to see the fuel inside there. But some other cool things about this. So like I said, there are some minor adjustments that you can make with these to really fine tune it. So we've got the metering rod. And first thing I'll say with this is that this metering rod is adjustable. You can lower it or you can raise it. And the way you do that is really simple. So Lectron has a tool that you would want to pick up, but essentially how it works is I can actually take this, and when you turn that metering rod, and you can do really small adjustments, we're talking like 1/8 of a turn. So you can adjust the height in 1/8 turn increments, really just to fine tune it. So when you put it on, you know, and Lectron has some great tutorials. You can actually see there's a little QR code. When you pick one of these up, you just scan it with your phone, and it will actually give you examples. So they say, all right, if you feel like it's running lean, do this. If it's running rich, do this. So they make it easy for you to know what you should be adjusting, but you can adjust the metering rod either up or down. One thing to remember that's very important with these is that no matter what adjustment you make, you always want to make sure that the flat chamfered side is facing the engine. And the way that works is simple. Once you've rotated it, you actually, if you just press up, there's a spring inside there, and it will allow you to turn it and get it back to the direction that it needs to be, but that doesn't actually adjust the height of it. It's just allowing you to get it facing the right orientation. So you've got that, but you also on here, so you've got your choke, same thing. When you're just trying to start it up and it's cold, open up the choke, but then you also have your idle screw, so you can adjust the idle on this. It's very simple. What's nice too is that with the Billetron, they make these screws accessible, so it's easy to get to. It's just a flathead screwdriver. You've got your idle screw, but you also have your power jet. And the power jet is built for what they say is half throttle to wide open. So when you're really wide open on the gas, if you feel like at that point, you feel like it could be refined and work a little bit better, you can tweak that power jet. And again, they have those examples, they have those instructions helping you know what you should be adjusting if you want to go in or out with the power jet, but that is another adjustment that you can make to really dial this thing in and get it fine-tuned. So, and don't be afraid to make those adjustments depending on where you're at. Maybe at one track, you want to adjust the power jet to do this, another track, you want to do this, so you can do as much as you want with these to fine-tune it. But overall, like I said, with the Lectron carburetors, with the Billetron, the unique thing is that there's no jets on here, so if you have a youth rider and you feel like you are constantly working on the jetting, you just can't figure it out. If you're changing elevation a lot and you're not sure what you should be doing, if you just don't have that much knowledge in general, these things are awesome because it takes a lot of that guesswork out. And maybe even if you're a racer, if you're a racer and you're just looking to get the most performance on there, these things are built for you as well. So overall, for the 85s up to 112s, this could be a really good upgrade for a lot of riders out there. So if you have questions or comments, though, we would love to get those answered. So make sure, leave those in the comments section below. To grab one, it is simple. Click on the link or head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. As always, we ship for free over 75 bucks. If you want more feedback, any other questions, again, we'll get those answered. Leave those down below. Read the rider reviews. Don't take my word for it. See what other people are saying. That's really going to help you out. And as always, thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to get subscribed, hit that notification bell, and that'll always keep you up to date. I'm Chase, and we'll see you on the trails.